I'm Sylvia. I'm standing in my kitchen, the soft morning light filtering through the window, casting a pale glow over the countertops. The only sound is the gentle trickle of hot water into my ceramic mug, filling the air with the faint scent of mint. I wrap my fingers around the warm mug, letting the heat seep into my palms, and stare at the photo on my phone. There he is, Ryan, on a plane at the airport, his arm around his 25-year-old assistant, Lily. His smile is ridiculous, and Lily's expression is smug, as if she's stolen something precious. Beneath the photo, Ryan has typed, "Goodbye, Sylvia. I'm leaving you with nothing." A faint, chilling smirk tugs at the corner of my mouth. What Ryan doesn't know is that 15 minutes before he lugged that old suitcase out the door, while he was still fumbling with his zipper and rehearsing his escape, I made a phone call. A single, deliberate call that would shatter everything he thought he had under control. My mind drifts back to the days leading up to this moment. I grew up in a small town in upstate New York. My parents were hard, working and loving. My father was a carpenter and my mother was a schoolteacher. They instilled in me a strong work ethic and a sense of integrity. I met Ryan in college. He was charming and ambitious, and I was immediately drawn to him. We got married young and started a woodcraft business together, Ryan Woodcrafts LLC. In the early days, things were good. Ryan was full of energy and ideas. We would sit at the kitchen table in the morning, drinking coffee and talking about our dreams for the business. His voice was warm, his eyes were full of ambition, and his rare but genuine laugh made me feel secure. But as the years went by, something changed. Ryan became more distant. He started making dismissive remarks whenever I offered a suggestion. A quiet sigh here, a smirk there. When I mispronounced a supplier's name, he'd give me a look that made me feel small. When I tried to help with orders, he'd snap, "I'll handle it." Over time, these belittling comments became a habit. "You don't get how this works. You're overthinking again. Just let me deal with the important stuff." He said these things as if they were facts, and his cold, flat tone was enough to shrink me without ever making a scene. I started to fade. I became a background figure in my own home, tolerated rather than cherished. Our marriage became a routine, inefficient and numbing. We stayed together not because we were building a life, but because it was easier than facing the emptiness between us. Then Lily entered Ryan's life. She was young, beautiful, and full of admiration for him. Ryan came home more distracted, more irritable. He spoke to me with even more disdain, as if Lily's admiration gave him the right to treat me poorly. One day, while Ryan was in the shower, I reached for his phone. I wasn't being impulsive. I had a feeling, a deep-seated suspicion. The screen was unlocked, and there were messages. Rows of conversations with Lily unfurled like a wound. Photos, explicit comments, and Ryan's voice messages full of crude affection for her. Woven through all of it were lines that cut deeper than infidelity itself. "She's dead weight. Once I drain the account, we're gone. She won't see $1. The business will fold without me anyway." My breath didn't quicken, and my heartbeat didn't spike. I read every word slowly, as if examining evidence I'd already expected. The shock had come long ago. This was just confirmation. The next morning, I drove to downtown Portland. The sky was low and silver with early winter clouds. I parked outside Thompson Accounting, a 2-story brick building I'd visited many times. Mr. Thompson had handled the financial side of our business since the beginning. He knew Ryan and me through the lean years, and the better ones. When I walked in, Mr. Thompson opened the door before I even knocked. His white eyebrows shot up in concern. "Sylvia, you look pale. Come in." I sat down opposite his desk and quietly placed Ryan's phone on the polished wood. I didn't cry. I didn't ask for sympathy. I just scrolled to the messages and turned the screen toward him. Mr. Thompson read in silence. The crease between his brows deepened. When he finally leaned back in his chair, his voice was low and furious. "That man is out of his mind. He's a fool if he thinks he can empty the company accounts without consequences." I met his eyes steadily. "I need your help. Whatever we do must be legal, clean, precise." Mr. Thompson nodded and started pulling folders from a drawer. Then we start immediately. Over the next several hours, we pieced together the evidence. Bank statements showed irregular withdrawals, documentation of unauthorized loans Ryan had taken in the company's name, transfers to accounts Lily had access to, and purchases that had nothing to do with our woodcraft business. Mr. Thompson worked with a sharp focus. If he's planning to run, you need to protect the company before he burns it to the ground. By late afternoon, Mr. Thompson had drafted the paperwork. We reviewed each document line by line. Signatures, notarization, transfer of ownership. When I signed my name, my hand didn't tremble. Something inside me shifted, not towards bitterness or fear, but towards a clarity I hadn't felt in years. As we finished, Mr. Thompson gave a slow, approving nod. If he leaves the country, everything he thinks he's taking will disappear beneath him. Back at home, I waited. I heard Ryan moving around in the early morning. His breathing was strained, clipped and uneven, as if he was trying to swallow his panic. I didn't open my eyes. I knew what was happening. He pulled on his clothes, grabbed his old suitcase, and slipped out of the house. I heard the front door close, and the air in the house felt lighter, emptied of his presence. 30 minutes later, I got that photo on my phone. It didn't break me. It confirmed that I'd been right on time. Now, standing in my kitchen, I dial Mr. Thompson's number. He answers immediately. "It's done," he says. "Every transfer is finalized. The accounts are locked. The business is yours." I closed my eyes for a moment. Ryan left just in time for his downfall to be complete. I start to walk through the house, room by room. In the living room, I run my fingers over the back of the couch, the fireplace mantel, and the coffee table Ryan always claimed was his design. But I know he did little more than pick the stain color. This room is mine now. In the hallway, I take down the framed photographs that once represented a family I tried so hard to hold together. I stack them on a chair, not feeling sentimental. I'm reclaiming my life. In our bedroom, I open the closet. Ryan's hangers swing lightly, like faint echoes. I straighten my own clothes, making space for myself. My phone buzzes. It's Ryan again and again. Missed calls, voicemails, texts spiking in urgency. I block him, delete the messages, and silence my phone. I don't need to hear his voice to know what he'll say. Panic, confusion, anger masked as entitlement. My phone buzzes again, another unknown number, probably him on a borrowed phone. I block it too. I walk to the window and look out at the rain streaking down the glass. I feel no triumph, just a steady readiness. I know what I've done, and I know what's coming next. I gather a stack of trash bags from the pantry and carry them into the bedroom. I start packing Ryan's belongings. His shirts, jackets, boots, and cologne all go into the bags. Each item I pack is like a small piece of a life I no longer want to be tied to. I turn to the glass cabinet in the hallway. Inside are photos from vacations, anniversaries, and birthdays. But these moments felt forced, overshadowed by Ryan's sharp comments and cold silences. I open the cabinet and take out the photos one by one. Some I tear in half, the rip of paper loud in the stillness. Others I place face down in a pile. I keep none of them. Finally, I walk to Ryan's office. He always called it his place, a sanctuary where he could do as he pleased. But now, I turn the doorknob without hesitation. The room smells stale, with the scent of old coffee, sawdust, and something faintly sour from neglect. I push open the window. The cold Pacific Northwest breeze sweeps in, rustling the papers on the desk. I inhale deeply, letting the freshness fill my lungs. I approach the desk. Ryan's planner lies open, filled with scribbled entries, receipts from restaurants I've never been to, and meeting notes that hint at unfinished deals. Near the back, I find a circled entry for a major client meeting the next day. This is a partnership our business needs to secure to recover from the financial damage Ryan has caused. I reach for my phone and scroll through my contacts until I find the name I need, Mr. Davis of Davis and Sons Construction. I take a deep breath and dial the number. The line rings twice. Davis speaking. His voice is brisk. "Good morning, Mr. Davis," I say, my voice calm but firm. This is Sylvia. I'm calling about the scheduled meeting with Ryan Woodcrafts tomorrow. There's a short pause. Sylvia, to be honest, I wasn't expecting that appointment to hold. Ryan's been unreliable lately. Yes, I'm aware, I reply. Is he canceling again? No, I say. He won't be attending. I will. As of this morning, I'm the sole owner of Ryan Woodcrafts LLC. All business operations, finances, and contractual obligations are under my authority moving forward. There's a long silence. I can picture Mr. Davis leaning back in his chair, processing what I've said. Finally, he lets out a long, relieved exhale. Well, I can't say I'm unhappy to hear that. I stand a little straighter. You won't have the same problems with me. The company will operate with transparency and professionalism. The meeting is still on, and the work we agreed upon can move forward. That's good to hear, Mr. Davis says, his tone now cautious but hopeful. Are you handling the transition on your own? Yes, I reply. And it's already underway. Then, Sylvia, I look forward to meeting you tomorrow. It'll be good to speak with someone who actually cares about the business. Thank you, I say, my voice softer. I appreciate your trust. After the call ends, I feel a faint, steady pulse of something I thought I'd lost: professional identity, pride in my work. I'm not just maintaining the company. I'm reclaiming it. Just then, my phone rings. It's my daughter, Emily. Her voice is choked with sobs. Mom, what's happening? Dad just called me and said you stole everything from him, that you lost your mind. I sit down on the edge of the bed. Take a deep breath, Emily. Your father isn't telling you the truth. He's been unfaithful with his assistant, and he planned to take money from the business and leave the country with her. He also took out unauthorized loans and ran the business into debt. Emily's breathing grows rapid. So when he told me you were the one ruining everything, he was trying to cover what he did? Yes, I answer. He's frightened because his actions finally have consequences. Emily's voice changes. How dare he? Mom, I'm coming over right now. You shouldn't be alone. Less than 30 minutes later, Emily is at the door. Her cheeks are flushed from crying, but her eyes are blazing with protectiveness. She wraps her arms around me tightly. I'm here, Mom. I'm not going anywhere. We spend the rest of the day cleaning the house, sorting through Ryan's things, and reclaiming our space. By evening, the air in the house feels different, fortified. As night falls, I sit in my armchair by the window, sipping mint tea. The Portland skyline shimmers in the wet evening, and the city hums with life. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. For the first time in a long time, I feel at peace. The next morning, I wake up to a soft knock at the door. It's a courier with documents from Thompson Accounting. Inside are bank confirmations, ownership transfers, all in my name. I sign the final page with confidence. I open my laptop and read the new emails. Mr. Thompson is confirming additional filings. Vendors are asking about next steps, and Mr. Davis is thanking me again for the call and expressing optimism for our meeting. My phone buzzes with a reminder for my salon appointment. I smile. It's something simple, something for myself. I step into the salon, and the scent of eucalyptus and lavender fills the air. The stylist greets me. What are we thinking today? I touch my hair, with its silver strands. Just a trim, but keep the silver. I like it. The stylist smiles. It looks beautiful on you. As the scissors move, locks of tired years fall to the floor. It's not a dramatic transformation, but a deliberate step into my own skin. After the salon, I go to a restaurant I've always passed but never entered because Ryan thought it was pretentious. I choose a table by the window, order a dish he always disliked, and enjoy my dessert and tea. Eating alone, without judgment or tension, feels like an act of self-creation. As I walk back home through the late afternoon drizzle, I feel grounded. The streets of Portland, once places I rushed through, now feel full of possibility. When I get home, I spread out my planner on the dining table and make notes for the week ahead. Monday, the meeting with Davis and Sons Construction. Tuesday, an appointment with a real estate agent to look at an apartment in a new area. Wednesday, a visit to Mr. Thompson's office to finalize the last legal steps. Each line I write brings me closer to myself. I stand by the living room window with another mug of mint tea, looking out at the city. My past has unraveled. My old roles have fallen away. The silence around me is no longer a void. It's an open horizon. My future is mine, genuinely, unapologetically, beautifully mine.